Now I want to move on to Dryden Voss, which was originally casted and probably plenty filmed of Michael K. Williams, but was replaced in production with Paul Bettany. And Arzu, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Dryden Voss.
Don't get a shudder in Paul Bettany.
Listen, I love Paul Bettany so much.
We all
As an
do.
actor, as a human, Candace knows this. We adore him at the Geeky Waffle. The thing about Dryden Voss is he's such a in-between character because, you find out by the end that he wasn't the power player. He just thought he was Kira all along and like all of this. So he's just kind of in this weird little space where he doesn't really have much going for him backstory-wise. He doesn't actually wind up having that much of an impact on the plot beyond being the reason they go out, but really it was Kira kind of driving the thing. So I don't know. It's almost like when they give like a really big actor a really small part just because they really wanted to be in Star Wars, but on a slightly larger scale. So I'm very attached to Paul Bettany. I'm not particularly attached to Dryden Voss.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that take, not being attached to Dryden Voss, I think that was by design, right? Because we end up finding out that, like you said, he's not the big bad. Like, it's Kira, right? Like, she's the one really pulling the strings. So maybe that was by design. Like, maybe, yeah, they wanted Paul Bettany in it for whatever reason, a big name. So they're like,
He's friends with Ron Howard.
Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever it is. Like, we'll put him in there. We'll have him sort of like an interesting throwaway character, and that'll be that. I agree. I'm 100% down for anything Paul Bettany. He stole my heart in A Knight's Tale, as I'm sure he did a lot of people. So I was completely 100% down. I did not know that he was a replacement for Michael K. Williams, who I adore. Michael K. Williams. I like his character in The Wire as Omar is probably my favorite character to ever grace a screen ever. So I don't know, that really bums me out. I try to stay away from like Hollywood news and gossip and all. So I had no idea there was any production drama. No, that's fine.
He was replaced because of filming, not because of any other reason.
Oh, okay.
It was just because he had prior engagements because they had to do so many reshoots.
Oh, okay.
So it's not because they were like, go away, Michael K.
Okay.
Get out of here.
That makes me feel better. Yeah. Yeah. Paul Bettany. Yeah. I thought he was great. I thought he was fine. It was a character that just needed to exist. And I think he plays that sort of like ambivalent evil really well. Like he acts like a nice guy and very generous, and he checks up and makes sure everyone's okay after the fight or whatever. But like at the same time, he's not afraid to put those cool glowing daggers in your back if he needs to. So I don't know. I thought he was cool. I'd give him a A-, B+. I thought it was cool.
I don't know that I really have a grade for him. I'm just echoing what you guys thought. If Paul's there, I'm there.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. It just, to me, because he wasn't really the big bad, this is probably an unfair comparison, but it felt like a lesser cool version of Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, when I was like going into that movie, I'm like, oh, cool. He's gonna be such, like, I'm excited to see him. And then you're just like, oh, wait, what? Like, he's not the bad guy. Like, all right. I don't know. Like, that just really, really got me, I guess. And this kind of did that too. But I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, I give him a B for Bettany. I don't know. He was fine.
B for Bettany. Oh, man. I would give him an A-, and maybe that's just me with Paul Bettany goggles on. I would love to see the Michael K. Williams version. Yeah. And the thing is, like, there was so much of this filmed already. Like, how can we see this stuff? Like, how can we have access to this footage? I'd love to see it. Like, do like some Star Wars Legends thing. I don't know. Like, give us something on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Apparently, the Michael K. Williams character was like a half lion, half human with like motion capture.
Whoa,
and that intrigues the heck out of me.
That'd be way cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Paul Bettany is amazing no matter what he does. He just wasn't given much to work with. Yeah. There was a lot of like Dryden Voss being super creepy to like Kira and like alluding to stuff that he was like super evil without like, going all the way into it.
Yeah.
So,
interesting. A half lion, you said?
Yes, half lion, half human.
That would be so cool.
I love it.
I did like how his face would get like turn colors when he got mad, though.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
It's like a mood ring.
Yeah, mood ring face. The guy with the mood ring face. So they managed to find a way to put Woody Harrelson in the Star Wars universe. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
They did it by making him Woody Harrelson in the Star Wars movie.
For sure.
Tobias Beckett. Tyler, what were your thoughts on Tobias?
I mean, I'll keep it short. I love Woody Harrelson. I'll watch him be Woody Harrelson. Anytime you want to put him in a movie, if he's a gunslinger that can do cool gun tricks, great. Whatever. You know, he had a cool double cross. He was fun. I liked it. I'm going to grade him as Woody Harrelson because it's exactly I can't give him any other letter grade than just what he is.
Then he was Woody.
Yeah.
We knew what he was when we picked him up.
That's right.
I thought his character was very predictable.
For sure. 100%. Like
I don't know if it was supposed to be a twist that he double crossed them.
Sure. Yeah. Like
was it like
you know,
not a shocking one.
Yeah, okay. It was like, yeah, of course he did. You know what I mean? Like it's not that it wasn't predictable or you know, typecast or any of these things. It was just like I just like watching Woody Harrelson do Woody Harrelson stuff. So great. Like I'm all for it.
Ben, what about you?
Woody Harrelson is someone who, when I think about him, I was like, oh, I don't really like him. And then I watch him like, oh, he's actually really good. So that was cool. Like, I don't know why I feel that way about him. But like, I don't really care. But like, I love White Men Can't Jump. Like, he's always good. I finally watched True Detective and he was awesome in that too. So I don't know. He was fine. The whole gang, like Thandie Newton she's always awesome to watch. Watching this also made me just reflect once again on how Jon Favreau like took over Disney, you know. I was like, wow, how did this guy become so important? Like, it's great, but I'm just like, man, this is nuts to me that he's just like created the MCU and now with Mandalorian and all that. So super cool gang, you know. If I could fit in with him, I would do that. I'd give a B+.
Arzu, your feelings on Woody?
I think Woody Harrelson occupies the same sort of space Paul Bettany does in that I like him as an actor, but I didn't like Tobias Beckett served a function like Dryden Voss did. His function was for Han to be like, I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, here's a gun.
Here's like, that's it. It was just to get Han from point A to point B. He doesn't actually serve a purpose on his own. Like they fridge his wife to make him more interesting.
Sorry.
And it still doesn't make him more interesting.
You know how mad we all were? Like, because they put her on posters, they put her on merch. And then Thandie how do you waste Thandie Newton? Like, I ask you.
Ridiculous.
I mean, if they had done that the other way around.
Yeah. Have Thandie.
Great.
Oh my God.
That would have been the one who double crosses him.
And I mean, is it possible she just had scheduling conflicts? Like, we only get Thandie for a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever.
Like, did all the press and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I'm so proud to be in the Star Wars movie. 2 minutes in.
Oh man.
Such a bummer.
She's just like, well, guess I'm gonna die. And I was more attached to her than to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's a shame. But like the crew dynamic as a whole, it's one of those things that just gets Han from point A to point B and it serves its function.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah. Kind of middle of the road as far as it goes.
It's fair.
Awesome. Now with the Enfys Nest, Ben, what are your feelings on how things went down with Enfys Nest and the reveal there?
Wait, okay. That's my question. Was that supposed to be, what was shocking about that? Can someone answer that for me?
I would also like to know.
I guess they thought they were going to steal it from them or something, but I don't know. I don't really know. It was fine.
She takes off her helmet and everybody's like, oh, but is it that it's a girl or that she's young? Because we know both of these things don't mean much in the galaxy far, far away because there's teenagers
totally
doing things all the time.
I had always associated with like the age that was for me, like with the voice cover and stuff like that. It sounded like, I mean, to that point, I guess also it being a girl, because it sounds like this older dude or something, you know what I mean? Like this threatening voice and take it off. I just had always associated it with the age. So I don't know. I was cool with the reveal. Honestly, at this point, I just can't stop thinking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I was like, oh, right. I'm stoked to see her again. So that's pretty much my note. It's just like, if you haven't watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just do that because she's awesome in that. So she's awesome in this.
Yeah, she actually gets screen time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for me, the twist was like in Star Wars, with the exception of like Leia in Return of the Jedi, when she's like the bounty hunter that comes into Jabba's palace. And I guess you could consider Phasma, and you could put Phasma in here too, but like we don't get a lot of women with really dope helmets, you know, flying around being like the leader of pirates. So I think that was kind of maybe it wasn't like shocking, but I think it was a surprise to see like, oh, here is, you know, a leader of pirates, and it was cool to see that. And like like Ben said, like I'm just glad we get to see more of her in Falcon Winter Soldier, because we barely got anything of her with her helmet off, at least in this movie.
So maybe I just didn't understand, or maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention, but I just couldn't help but think at the end when we find out that like they're all kind of on the same side. It's like, then what was with the train thing? Like, why are we fighting? Why did Thandie Newton have to die? Like, couldn't you have just been like, hey, guess what? No, we're actually on your side. Okay,
but
great.
They weren't though.
But like
they were stealing the Quaxium for themselves, the crew.
Yeah, for the rebels.
That's wanted to like be more benevolent with it.
Well, they were like smugglers trying to steal it.
Yeah.
And by they we mean Enfys Nest.
Beckett
wanted to steal it for profit, while Enfys Nest people wanted to steal it for the rebellion.
Okay.
They are on the same side in that they're both anti-empire.
Yeah.
But they're still not.
So I guess maybe
the term ally was pretty loosely used there. Like, we're on the same side. Like, yeah, but we both want different things with it. But
yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. I'm obviously overthinking it, but when I found out like, oh, you both want it to keep it out of the hands of the Empire for different reasons, for sure, but like you couldn't have like teamed up and split it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's worth so much and it's a train full of it. Like, I feel like half of it's fine. You know, I don't know.
I don't think they have really good like discussions.
Sure. Yeah.
Pirates and smugglers.
Yeah.
You know,
it's also the timing too, because Beckett and crew just go in to take it, and they're like, "Oh, Enfys Nest might come and try to take it." Enfys Nest has no idea what they're doing until she gets there.
True.
That's fair. Yeah.
There's other people here, and they just start like they didn't have time to stop and talk it over.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I don't know. I just remember thinking like, oh, now they're on the same side. Like, people died because they couldn't communicate. I don't know. Maybe it's just a lesson, and we should all just learn to communicate with each other, right?
But add Enfys Nest to another series that I'd love to watch.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about Enfys Nest is there's a lot of interesting potential there. And in the name of this reveal, in the name of secrecy, in the name of whatever, you know, Erin Kellyman didn't get any of the red carpet promo talk show. None of it. They couldn't talk about it, which I think is a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's not like, it's not
they didn't
a
give
big
her the screen
deal.
time she needed.
It's not a secret. It's not like, Luke, I am your father, you know, no, Luke, I'm your father. It's like, at first I was like, wait, is she related to someone? Am I supposed to know who that is?
Yeah.
That was my thought too. I'm like, wait, which one is she? Was my thought. I'm like, she's somebody clearly, because the music is trying to tell me that she's somebody.
Yeah.
And they all look shocked when she takes her helmet off. It's like, oh, okay.
I was like, is she related to one of them?
Like, was she here before? Like, did I just miss her?
Yeah.
It's like, this is a world where a tiny little green monster can, you know, is like the most powerful being in the universe. So it's like, why are we?
14-year-old can be a queen, and a 19-year-old can be a senate in the Imperial Senate. Like, it's a girl. These both are
like there
are girls, you know.
There are teenage monarchs. So teenage girl running a rebellion isn't
monarchs. Yeah. Like, so I'm like, I'm confused where we're on the Star Wars universe. I was like, is this like Beckett's Lost Long kid or something? I don't know.
Would have been way more interesting.
True.
Like, I
am to kill his kid.
But it could have been too, because Erin Kellyman is mixed race. So
could have been.
It could have been
Thandie Newton and
that would
Woody Harrelson's long lost daughter.
Yeah. We're like, oh, you killed your mother. Oops.
Whoops. It'd be in line with Star Wars, you know. That's kind of how they
kill
do
the
things.
parents.
That would have landed even harder if that had come out right after The Force Awakens.
For sure.
It's very true.
Great. So we just rewrote Solo.
Good.
Yeah, we just fixed it.
Rewrite Solo.
Fixed it.
Get Howard out of here.
We have ideas.
We're renaming this episode "Rewriting Solo: A Star Wars Story."